Get it. Hello, Jessica. Sorry, I don't know why I said it like that. Hello, Jessica. Can you see my reflection in my glasses? It's like Inception. What's up, Alexis? You think these are crazy eyes? Look at these crazy eyes. Oh, I missed a comment, I think. Nope. I don't know why I just got the urge to do that. Really, do you have bad vision too, Rochelle? I've been wearing this. Oh, that's weird. I wonder, you must be like, are you farsighted? Because mine's negative point nine. I mean, negative 9.75 in one eye and negative 10 in the other. Hi, Kim. I didn't see your comment on Instagram, Jess. So, Janelle. It's a sensitive subject. But so I've gotten, long story short, no, because I didn't take my contacts out 5 days prior to the appointment, which I was supposed to do, I guess. And I didn't know I was supposed to do. Now, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. Perhaps it mentioned it in an email in an email somewhere, but I was inundated with emails from these people. Like, they were almost so afraid. Oh, that sounds fun, Alexis. That I was going to miss my appointment, that they spammed me with emails. I received 26 emails total. And I've been texting with the girl who found me all day. This was all their idea. They approached me about it, and I've been texting with her a week leading up. Do you know how to get there? Yep, I know how to get there. Okay, don't forget to bring the contract. I won't. You think she would have been like, don't forget, you can't wear your contacts 5 days leading up to the fucking appointment. But nobody said anything. I'm just bitter because I know myself and I feel like I'm never going to make it back there. It's hard enough for me to like do stuff like this for some reason, like getting out of the house and showing up somewhere and going through with everything. So I have to find a time where 5 days leading up to the appointment, I can wear glasses, and then a week following, I don't wear makeup. And with the tour coming up and stuff, it's going to be hard to find that much time. So it is what it is. But anyway, enough about me. Is everybody in here? It's also lady time. I've also had an upset stomach for like a week. Hi, Summer. Thank you, Jess. Thank you, Andrea. I know, exactly. So in a couple of minutes, what I wanted to do last night was, because I feel like these lives oftentimes are about me all the time, and I don't want it to be about me tonight. Um, I want it to be about you guys. Oh my God, Janelle. Are you serious? Have you ever had shingles before, or is this the first time? I'm going to be asking you all some questions because I'm interested to hear your answers. And oh, that sucks. Yes, Jessica, tis. And I'm sorry, Janelle. I hope that you can get treatment and it's not too painful. And I also hope that you can find a way to de-stress some. What the F? What was I saying? Oh, yeah. So not only will it help me get to know you guys a little bit better, but it's also like a personal growth question. So it gets you to think a little bit about your stuff. My kids are at their grandmother's tonight. We're going to the pumpkin festival tomorrow, and then Sunday I'm flying to LA, and I pray that my stomach stuff is all fixed. No way to de-stress, but what do you do? Are you saying there's no way to de-stress? Because I beg to differ. Yes, I'm trying to make you better because you guys all suck. So I'm trying to make you better people. No, Andrea, the purpose of it is throughout the day, most of the time, we're always thinking about other people. We're always giving and giving and giving. And so I think it would be nice to take some time to self-reflect, is all, to think about ourselves, to look inward instead of outward. I don't know if I'm going to have time to hang out, Alexis. That's why I'm not even telling anybody that I'm going, because everybody's going to want to hang out, and I can't promise anything. There's literally no teaching going on. I just want to pose some questions to you and hear your answers. I'm like that Shaquille O'Neal meme. You know what I'm talking about? What? I missed it. What happened, Rochelle? Are you ready? Love you, Alyssa. Hi, Sylvie. Well, you didn't have a class last time. You taught me about myself. Oh, well, that was an accident. Okay. First question. What is the most marvelous thing you have ever seen with your own eyes? I'm trying to think of what mine would be. An eye-opening accident. Well, okay, details. What does that mean? Tara, you saw the actual birth of your grandson? Oh, Janelle, that's a sweet answer. Death made me wake up, realize life is too short. Alexis, what? Oh, Jessica. Death. Death of someone close to you? You did, Janelle? You saw your grandson be born? Oh. Wow. So far it sounds like mostly like the birth and death has been the most. Oh, okay. I was confused. Birth. Your kids. My mind went right to the birth of my children as well as the most marvelous thing. If you think about it, it's quite trippy to think about how children come about. You know what I mean? Like, Andrea, that's pretty effing marvelous. Ooh, Sylvie, that sounds magical. Do you know what one of my answers would be? It's probably not the top. It's going to sound so stupid. But I went on this ride at Disney. It was Avatar. And they had, you're in this thing and all the lights are off around you. And there's all this glow in the dark animation and like octopuses flying by you. I know it sounds so stupid, but in that moment, it was just like breathtaking. Everything looked so cool. It was like I was in a different world for a second because it was all black except for these glowing figures. And like there was like a forest with glowing and pulsating light, trees and like creatures running by and like a glow in the dark tiger. And it felt so real. And it was so cool. And it was definitely one of the coolest things I've ever seen with my own two eyes, apart from my kids and stuff. When did you last do something for nothing in return? When was the last time you did something for somebody expecting nothing in return? That's a good answer, Andrea. Ah, Nadine. That's so sweet. Yeah, watching humans is amazing. Oh, Tammy, you traveling? Jessica, my sister said she was traumatized by watching the baby come out of my body. Janelle, you read to your brother? That's so sweet. Was that recent? Nice, Tammy. Ah, you got kicked out, Alexis. That's lame. Nobody, huh? You guys are all selfish. Just kidding. I help people all the time and never expect anything in return. Give me a couple examples, Nadine. That's awesome, Andrea. You have a one good deed rule every day. Today I ordered my boss new work shoes because hers are old and she needs back support. Oh, Jess. Alexis said my kids made me turn my life around. The only thing I ever do expecting something in return is my job. I read to him whenever I go, which is a few times a week. So that's very sweet, Janelle. I bet you he loves it. It's the thing is a lot of times, and not anybody in here, but people do things expecting something in return, even if they don't notice it. So, for example, somebody will put money in a tip jar, but instead of just putting it in, they'll wait to make sure that somebody's watching to put it in. because they want that validation of the person knowing that they did it, right? And I've done that before. Um, like filling the coffee pot, sweeping my neighbor's driveway, giving someone a ride, picking up something at the store for my grandma. Oh, holding doors open, giving directions, picking something up that fell on the ground. Nice, Nadine. Are you serious, Sylvie? Sylvie said I always put change in bubble gum machines so the next kid gets something else. Kim said I always like to do nice things and never expect anything back. Very nice. I watch my grandson once a week. The motive is so he'll love me. On my teacher or my kids' chalkboard, whatever, they don't have chalkboards anymore. You know what I'm talking about. The board. It says the definition of character is being a good person even when no one is watching. Something like that. And it really made me think, because sometimes I'll do things expecting a pat on the back, when in reality, the person I am when nobody's looking speaks volumes about who I am. Me too, Tara. I do that too almost every time I'm in a drive-thru. Good job, Andrea. I do the same thing. Okay. If you could spend 10 minutes alone with your hero, alive or dead, what is the one question that you would ask them? Who is it and what would you ask them? It would be tough for me because I would want to pick my parents, but I wouldn't be able to choose which parent. Hey, Santana. So I would probably pick Robin Williams. And I would probably ask him for advice. What's one piece of advice that you could give me to keep me from ending up where you are? One piece of advice you could give me to help with my sanity while trying to make people laugh. Or what would you have done differently looking back? Would you have done it all the same? I think about him a lot, Robin Williams, and I know it sounds so weird, but I really do, because he is, I look up to him and I always have. Oh, Kim. Michael Jackson, hands down. Question, if you could change your life, what would you have changed? Ooh, I wonder what he'd say. I'm not sure I have a hero. I want to know about depression and how people get to a point of suicide. Andrea said Hugh Jackman. What? He's your hero? Give me a little background. I want to hear about that, because that's very interesting. That's an interesting choice. What is your self-talk that makes you so nice all the time? Janelle said, my older brother who died a couple years ago, what are you doing over there now? Oh, that's a good question. That's a good question. What happens? What's going on? Where are you? And is it cool over there? Hi, Katrina. How are you, beautiful face? That's what I would want to know too. Can you give me some deets about the other side? Like what's going on over there? Is there anything I need to know? Is there anything I need to prepare? Should I be praying more? Am I on God's naughty list? Like, what's up? My dad. I would ask more about his life with my real mom before she died. Oh, wow. I know. I have questions like that all the time. Stuff that I'm like, oh, I wish I could ask them. Do you get phone calls on the other side? He is always kind and uplifting to everyone. If you look, you won't be able to find anyone say a negative thing about him. He is the person who is always cheerleading everyone. And honestly, that's the kind of person I really want to be. Oh, I had no idea. Tara said, actually and truthfully, God, and question why he took my husband away. I truly would love to know that answer. Rochelle said, I can't come on if we are okay. Sylvie, that's so powerful. I feel like I could probably answer that for you, but it's not the same as it would be coming from her. Jessica said, my friend who overdosed last year at 23, I want to ask her why she didn't respond when I reached out to her the night before. She did. Wow. Okay, so this next question is a good question because you have to answer it truthfully. Do you practice self-love or self-loathing? I would say, okay, Andrea said both. I lean more probably towards self-loathing, if I'm being 100% honest. Sylvie said same thing. Good for you, Tammy. Tammy said love. Good for you. Nadine, self-loathing. This is honest. It's good. It makes you think. And because only when you acknowledge something can you switch it, right? Probably more self-loathing because I don't always feel worth of positive self-care. Loathing mostly, said Santana. Loathing, Janelle. But when I do stuff like the 12-step, then I do better. I don't practice much of anything, though, if I'm being honest. True. I wonder why that is, you know, because if we think about our kids or somebody who we love, if they talked to themselves or if anybody else talked to them the way that we talk to ourselves, we'd be pissed. So why the heck is it okay for us to feel that way about ourselves? Andrea said, I feel like we just live on autopilot. In front of my kids, always self-love, loathing behind closed doors. Wow, Katrina, that's a good answer. So then, okay, for those of you who do self-love, what does that look like? Like, how can those of us who generally tend to lean more towards the self-loathe, what kind of stuff do you practice and do that we could try to implement in our lives? Because it is really important. Because you can't expect anybody else to love you if you don't love yourself. You can't expect to feel worthy of the good things that are meant for you if you don't love yourself. Oh, okay, Tara. Love you. I'm really interested. I'm a big fan of if somebody's doing something right, I like to try to learn from them and improve, you know? I say it all the time, but we only know what we know. And so if there's something that we don't know that we could be practicing, okay, well, don't drive and talk at the same time. When I am intentional about it, which is not always by any means, when I think something negative, I literally will say out loud, cancel, cancel, and then replace it with a positive. I love that. Hard for me since I'm alone all the time to find love in myself. Wow, I sound like a real effing downer right now. I do well in front of others, but behind closed doors, it's so hard. No, you don't sound like a downer. We're being honest here. I like that too, Andrea. Is it all about this, Sylvie? Okay, hold on. Hold on. None of these goddamn books are the ones I need. Shit. Hey. Ew, you saw my butt? I'm sorry. I don't have a butt. I mean, cancel! I have a great ass. Hi, Katie. Hold on 1 second, guys. I'm looking for something. Okay, what? This is like a very easy to read book. Sorry. Oh! I just found it, Sylvie! I guess it was in the book. Which is so interesting. Practice hearing the voices in your head without becoming involved and without judgment. And take it on faith that any voice, internal or external, that is saying something is wrong with you is not the voice of your heart, God, true nature. The reason acceptance isn't more popular is that in acceptance, there is nothing to do. In acceptance, there is nothing wrong that needs to be changed, fixed, worked on, or otherwise improved. And the simple, astounding, mind-boggling, amazing fact is that as soon as you accept yourself exactly as you are, all those character flaws begin to fall away because those flaws exist only in a non-acceptance, in self-hate. So, what they're saying... Oh, Jessica. Oh. Also, I want that book. It's pretty easy. Look, there's pictures and everything. I like it. If you take the most frightening thing in the world and invite it in, put your arms around it, and sit still with it, what is left to be frightened by? At some point, now or later, you're going to have to risk being you in order to find out who that really is. Not the conditioned you, not the you you've been taught to believe you are, but the you who you really are. And this perhaps will be the scariest, the most loving, and the most rewarding thing you've ever done. If you are not becoming kinder, gentler, more generous, and loving, you are not doing this work. If you are feeling more burdened, judgmental, and rejected, you are doing self-hate. Name of the book is There's Nothing Wrong with You. And at first I was offended when I got it in the mail. And then I found out Sylvie sent it and why she sent it. And then I was appreciative. Interesting. Okay, so here you go. You guys should check it out. Or maybe we could have a read through one time. Okay. Read more. Okay. I was looking at the chapters. You could read it in an hour, Sylvie said. Oh, listen. When you don't hate yourself, you won't. When you don't hate yourself, you won't be chronically late, be chronically early, procrastinate, work compulsively, abuse substances, deprive yourself, depress your feelings, try to be perfect, worry too much, worry about worrying too much, depend on others' approvals, believe the judge, reject the judge, punish yourself, overindulge yourself, pass up opportunities, be afraid of yourself, try to improve others. I need to read this before I go on tour. Whore. We are responsible for being the person we've always wanted to find. We must become our own best friend. We must learn to give ourselves, to give to ourselves, and to receive from ourselves unconditional love and acceptance. It is not selfish. It is the first giant step towards selflessness. We call people selfish when they will not give, but they cannot give what they do not have. It's like asking a starving child to share their food and then making her feel guilty for not wanting to. When we have enough, we are eager to share. It speaks of God in here. For the person who asked. Oh, Jessica. Listen, if it's breaking your heart in a weird way, it means that we're tapping into something that's been laying just under the surface, it sounds like. Yeah, right, Andrea? Okay, so this is me. If you find it difficult to catch the subtler self-hating processes at work, it can be helpful to sit in meditation. One of the ways we can see self-hate in a meditation practice goes something like this, which I can relate to as somebody who meditates. You're sitting there just breathing, paying attention, quiet, still. You begin to notice that even though all you are doing is sitting silently and breathing, something is constantly scanning, trying to find just the thing that will pull you away from the stillness. It might say things like, we had such a nice time yesterday. This is boring. I've got so much to do. Where's my cell phone? Did I lose it? This continues until something hooks you and your attention wanders. Soon you realize that you've been daydreaming, fantasizing, worrying, problem solving, and you bring your attention back to the breath. Again, your attention wanders. You realize it and come back to the breath. It's important to remember not to waste your time and energy believing the voices that will beat you up for having wandered. Just sit quietly in gratitude for having returned. Self-hate's greatest talent is self-maintenance. It carries on a thorough, aggressive, sometimes loud, sometimes quiet, often subtle campaign to keep us in its grip. It would justify itself by claiming that it enables us to survive. That is a delusion. We do not need to allow self-hate to beat, punish, discipline, chastise, berate, and belittle us. And we never did. If we can become aware and willing enough to break the internal battering cycle and not allow in the beating, we can begin to see how this is so. It takes courage and patience and faith in our inherent goodness. Painful things come up, not to ruin our lives, not to make us miserable, not to spoil our good time. They come up to be healed, to be embraced in compassion. We often wish our childhood survival system would just go away, but once we have embraced it, once we've realized how much it has done for us and how much we've learned because of it, we're grateful it kept up the clamor, and now we can be glad for it to go. Pretty cool. What's everyone's meditation practices? So I could tell you that for me, because my mind wanders so much, I need someone talking me through it. And with the guided meditations that I listen to, Jason Stevenson, yes, I'm going to ask another question. Sorry, do you not like where I'm going with this? Yeah, he does, Katie. He says, it's okay if thoughts come into your mind. Acknowledge them and let them drift away. Notice the sounds around your bedroom. Notice the humming of the fan, the sirens outside. Notice them, acknowledge them, and let them go. And it's like, okay, thank you, because that's all I do. Love you, Sylvie. Thanks for helping us tonight, inadvertently. Okay, next question. If you could learn a new skill today, what would it be? I would want to know how to speak Spanish. Hands down. What about you guys? What would you want to learn? Hi, Taylor. No, Jessica. Really? That's what you guys would pick too? Jessica's having an emotional breakthrough, a spiritual breakthrough. She realizes perhaps that she's been doing lots of self-hate and she needs to shut the F up and start loving herself. She doesn't need to shut the F up. The negative self-talk in her mind needs to quiet. The question was, if you could learn, piano, sign language. If you could learn one new skill today, what would it be? I said Spanish. Nadine said piano. Summer said sign language. Summer, I could teach you jail sign language. Tammy, I know. So my dad's Puerto Rican, and when we were little, he would teach my sister and I a word in Spanish and a word in English. And then my parents got divorced and I forgot everything, and I'm so sad about it. Andrea, go to YouTube and Google crocheting, and you could know by next week how to crochet. Guitar. Taylor, Jesus, that's the last thing we need is for you to be a art making, singing, guitar playing beauty queen. You have enough talents. You just calm it down. I wouldn't be able to handle it if you started playing guitar. Alexis, you should, after your sister passed, you went to an NA meeting. If you're going to go to a meeting, I mean, it's good that you're going, but you should go to a Nar-Anon meeting, which is specifically loved ones. But you can gain insight from an NA meeting as well, hearing recovering addicts talking about like what it was like and what happened. How to build and fix things like what, Santana? The ability to tattoo. Really, Rochelle? Kim, learn to draw. Again, do you want to be a therapist when you grow up, Tim? I always have in my adult life wanted to be a therapist, a counselor, something where I can help people, because I'm so messed up myself that somehow trying to help other people makes me feel like I'm put together a little bit more. Watch me fog out my glasses. Oh, good for you taking a nappy nap, Kendra. Kendra, you get one skill today. What would it be? Guys, can you tell I went off my diet? I gain weight and lose weight so fast. It's so annoying. Literally, 1 week I'll be looking so good and shh, cancel. You're beautiful just the way you are, when you're the way you are. What? You know what I'm saying? I don't even realize it. I just want to be able to take care of things for myself, I guess, without having to depend on a man, girl. Okay, I hear you. Yes, Katie, change the station. This is a super unflattering angle, but I don't care. I'm comfortable. So listen, I just want to let you guys know that I'm not trying to be like a whatever, fixing Franny. But if these skills, I'm not joking. You can learn. You don't even need to pay for classes. You can learn everything you want to know on YouTube. I know I say it all the time, but I had no idea how to write a book or publish a book, and I effing taught myself from YouTube. I didn't know how to do acrylic art, and I taught myself from YouTube. I taught myself so much about so much, how to edit videos, how to monetize what I'm doing. Like, I learned it all for free just watching YouTube videos. When you get that passion inside of you about something, then you can't help it. I'm sure Jessica and Taylor, who have become acrylic pourers. Yeah, Kendra, of course. You look like you got it's paint probably. Yeah. That makes me really excited. I didn't know why I didn't think of YouTube. I'm getting some crochet hooks tomorrow. For real. I'm not kidding. It's so crazy. There's nothing that you can't find on the internet. Lessons, like anything you ever wanted to know. I even got like a Spanish app to try to teach me, but it takes time. And I wasn't really passionate about it, but I became passionate about acrylic pouring. So I dedicated all my time looking at Pinterest, watching YouTube, even going to Google Images, how to do acrylic pour, stuff like that. Katie said, Andrea, be careful. Shopping for yarn is so addictive. That's how I learned grooming skills, was YouTube. It's my job now. Really, Kendra? Kendra, I think you'd be such a cool drummer chick. I think you should do it. Okay. Have you spent time in silence today, meditating, journaling, praying, or writing morning pages? Has anybody dedicated specific time to being quiet today? I have not. I do that in the bath. I set that time aside. I dedicate it to being at peace. Like, I've been quiet a few times today, but it wasn't intentional. Kim says no. Nadine. I prefer not to sit in quiet ever. Interesting. Why, Andrea? Nope, never. Good, Janelle. I hear you, Jessica. Me too, Rochelle. So I have found that when you quiet your mind, it's free to wander. We talked about this, remember? It's free to wander without a purpose. So then it always, like, that's where I get my video ideas from in the morning after I drop the kids off. I'm quiet. I don't have the radio on. I just drive, and then my mind starts drifting places, and I get video ideas. That's where all of them come from intentionally quieting my mind. But yeah, it's like putting your phone on the charger. Really, Andrea? That's cool that you're admitting that out loud, though. I think that's neat because I can relate to that. She said her mind goes down into terrifying rabbit holes in a hot second. So what do? You feel like you have to keep your mind running constantly to avoid that? Because that sounds exhausting. There has to be another way. So the way you yell, cancel, cancel about negative thoughts, is there a way to change the channel from the terrifying rabbit holes to a nice place in your mind? Ooh, Kim, that is really effing early. What is hurting boob? Nothing. There's nothing in there. Okay. I'm sorry. There's more paint. So I used to always have music on my ears to stop the noise. I have to connect with God for the most part before I have a productive alone time. I think I'm in a better mental place now than when I started hiding from the quiet, and I've gotten into the habit of always having noise. That's not necessarily a bad thing as long as it's not tiresome to you. You know what I mean? But I wonder, where your mind would be able to go if you were able to let it wander and it didn't go to dark places. Do you know what I'm saying? If you were able to let it wander to beautiful places, creative places, other places. I toss and turn too, Kim. I have to listen to something when I fall asleep at night because my mind is so. Damn it, now I have to try to meditate and do a mental check-in. Good. There's nothing wrong with that. And it's trying. And don't beat yourself up if you can't do it. It takes practice, just like anything else. Yeah, but I can relate to it. At night, if I lay in silence, I start focusing on my husband snoring. I start obsessing about the things I haven't gotten done or the things I need to get done tomorrow. So when I put a crime show on in my head or a storybook, an audio book thing in my head, or a guided meditation, I'm able to follow along with my brain until it gets tired and goes to sleep. Dang, Taylor, are you working? Have you sat with a trusted friend, coach, therapist in the last 90 days and poured your heart out? Oh, you're driving by my house, Tammy. Hi. Today, Andrea, good. That's awesome. Good for you. Jessica's up right freaking now. Oh. I'm trying to think if I have a counselor. How's your new command going, Taylor? It totally counts, Andrea. Well, if you need a friend to do that with, Summer, I'm sure that there's many volunteers in here. Or you could just do it in a journal. Oh, Janelle, what a good hubby. Nadine, I hear ya. You got to empty out that junk drawer, sister. Oh, Santana, I'm so glad you have a friend like that in your life. That's so important. I don't usually, I don't know. I don't really have a friend that I can vent to, I guess. Like, you know how when something goes wrong, some of you have an automatic person, oh, I need to call Becky and tell her about this. She's going to shit her pants. Like, I don't have anybody who I'm like, get this. I don't do that anymore. Like I used to all the time. What kind of new plays? Same, Nadine. So I usually, honestly, you guys, I talk to you guys about more stuff than anything. Yeah, Katie, my sister does live here. I can't really talk to her about stuff. I mean, she calms me down a lot of times, but also her brain works incredibly different than mine. And her solution is just punch people in the face. I'm glad you have somebody like that, Janelle. You talk to your dad, Taylor? That's so cute. What a good dad. And how interesting. You know, usually, I mean, maybe not usually, but a lot of times people go to their moms to talk about stuff. I think it's so sweet that you go to your dad. That's so cute. Have you been spontaneous in the last 5 days? Same, Kim. I told her the same thing, Jessica. Do you like it so far, Taylor? Oh, Janelle, I'm so glad. Are they the girls who I made a video for on Cameo? Does forgetting your kid's parent teacher count as anti-spontaneous? Sounds like my life. Try to think of. I haven't done anything spontaneous in the past 5 days, I don't think. I decided to drive to Chicago for a family reunion. Well, holy shit, that is spontaneous, Andrea. Conference? Oh, yeah, I knew you meant Kitty. My mom and I have never really gotten along. My dad is basically my goofy twin. Oh. Whoa, Nadine, ahead of the times. I haven't done anything spontaneous. Maybe I'll do something spontaneous tomorrow. Oh, I love this one. Wait, hold on. I need that shirt you got on. Hold on. Hold on. Well, in the meantime, if we all died at 35, what have you still to do? What did you miss? My God, if I was going to die at 35, I would need to go to a Dave Matthews concert. I would need to travel out of the country. I would need to... Okay, so what then, Nadine, if you would have already been dead, what then didn't you get to do that you would like to do? I don't really have a desire to go skydiving or bungee jumping. I'd like to ride a giraffe. You can travel out of the country if you're a felon, can't you? That's another thing I can't do. Great. Okay, so let me rephrase this. What is one thing that you haven't gotten to do in your life that you would like to do? And what is the reason you haven't done it? Going to a Dave Matthews concert, for me, which sounds really stupid, but it's the number one thing that pops into my head because I constantly think if Dave Matthews dies and I don't get to make it to a concert of his, I will be effing devastated. Tammy said, I can't talk. I'm dead already. So the only reason I haven't gone is because for a long time I couldn't afford it. I could afford it now, but I just feel like it's not a priority for some reason. When I go to buy the ticket, I'm like, oh, I can't spend the money on this. Still get married and have my own kids. Why I haven't, I'm really picky. There's nothing wrong with that, Andrea. Okay? At all. Kids, Kendra. Kendra, you want kids? Driving on a racetrack, Rochelle. Are you serious? Jessica, you're so funny. Kim and Summer, did you know that my sister Jessica just got tickets to the New Kids on the Block mixtape tour? Vegas, really, Nadine? Andrea, I understand that being a concern. I totally understand that being a concern. However, I don't know what's right or wrong to say in these situations, so I don't want to say anything. I know what I want to say, but I don't know if it's probably what people say all the time. Ideally, I want to adopt, but don't have the money, and I need to get my life slightly more together. I hear you. You got tickets, Summer. I thought of you. Kim said, Andrea, it never happened for us. Oh, Summer. Oh, you don't mean me, Tiffany. You mean the other Tiffany. Well, cute. You mean, I think we're alone now. Katie said, is anybody going to Nashville? Jessica is going, I think. I think Tammy was joking about it. Or no, maybe she was talking about Denver. I always wanted kids my whole life, but the last 2 years I've realized I can't because of my mental state. I picture it and I can see myself doing something stupid. It takes a very mature person to realize that, Jessica. Yes, Taylor, you're going to make a wonderful mother. And your dude's going to be a good dad, too. He's so cute. Yeah, well, it's good that you know that, Jess. I'm just going to tell you guys right now, I don't know if I've ever said this out loud. I never wanted kids. Anytime anybody asked me for a really long time, I said I don't want any. I didn't think I'd be, because I had never had a pet. I had never cared about anything other than myself. I had never loved anything or taken care of anything, so I didn't think I'd be a good mom. And then, yeah, I'm still not a great mom, but I love my kids. Okay, so I have a question. Patrons. Thank you. If I was thinking of doing a challenge group for patrons. Who here was a part of my other challenge group? Anybody? I think just Jessica. Taylor, were you? Yeah, Jessica, Taylor. I think that's it. Santana! You're so cute, Andrea. Don't bring up the Instagram one. I'm embarrassed. I was thinking about doing it for Patreon, just you guys, and for the ones who want to do it. Oh, Jessica, that makes me so happy. Slightly different than the last one, but the same premise and prizes at the end for everybody who completes it. You could post your proof on the community page. Do you think we should do it? I think we should. I think it helped a lot of people. And even if it didn't, I think it did. Okay. Okay. I'm excited. It makes me so happy. Janelle, you need to quit that crazy talk right now. I am not having another kid. Thanks, Taylor. I love the challenge week too. All right, cool. So I'll do it just for Patreon because I've been itching to do it again, but I was going to do it on Instagram, but then whatever. I feel like this is where it should be because I know if I'm dedicating time to making this happen, then I'd rather it be for you guys than just, I'd still do it for everybody, but you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. All right, tight. So I'm tight because I'm 15. I'm a 15-year-old cool kid. I'm going to be out of town all effing next week. I'm going to be in LA from the 14th to the 17th, Nashville from the 18th to the 21st. But when I get back, it's on like Donkey Kong. Lauren is going to be going next live on Monday for me to pick the winners of the one-on-ones. Since I'm going to be out of town, she's going to draw it all up. She's going to go live. She's going to pick them. She's going to put it on the calendar. And I'm going to talk to you, even if I'm in LA, where we'll talk from LA. And for the people who did the other tier, which I think there is 2 of you in here currently right now. Some of you are on the calendar already. Some of you are not. I can't remember offhand who is and who isn't. So message me and we'll set up a time. Have a great night, Alexis. Can I tell you guys what the gifts are? What we're going to start doing? So we're going to, excuse me. So we had this idea that it would be cool to have something that like symbolizes us and how long we've been together in this patron journey, if you will. And while I will be sending random gifts periodically, the main thing that I want to do is their charm bracelets. And each month you get a new charm to add to your charm bracelet. And I thought it was neat because certain people will have certain ones. Like, for example, somebody who joins Patreon this month won't have all the ones that the people who have been in here from the beginning do. And it'll be like a cool way to symbolize our friendship because we'll have matching stuff. I thought that was cool. I'm still going to be sending other gifts as well. But I thought charm bracelets with charms, and it's not going to turn your hands green. I swear. And if it does, I'm getting my money back. But we just ones that were better quality. So anyway, long story short. So if you've been my patron starting this month, and then, so you'll have 4 charms. We'll all matching. Whereas somebody who just joins will get 1 and 2, and you know what I mean? It kind of like a symbol. I keep rubbing my wrist for some reason, but Jessica, I'm glad you guys like that idea because I was really excited about it. And to be 100% honest, it was Lauren's idea. And I was like, what? And she's like, think about it. It'll be like a club. And the more we talked about it, the more I'm like, yes, I love that idea. I love it. I love it. I love it. Let's do it. So we just ordered them. Or we didn't just order them. We just got them in the mail today. Yeah, I thought it was really clever too. I thought it was really cute. And, periodically I'll send you other random gifts. But for now, I think this is a super cute way to commemorate our time together, if you will. Yeah, you can rewatch this, Alexis. So anyway, so just so there's no surprises. So I like the idea of having a general theme-ish thing to follow, like questions, stuff like that. So the next time that we go live together, I'm going to have something similar, but probably a little bit different, because I feel like it opened up some pretty cool conversations tonight with us. Frick, I really love the bracelet thing, like a lot. Oh, good. I'm glad. I do too. Because I'm going to have one too. I'm going to be wearing it. You'll see it in my vids and stuff, and you'll know that we're all like, besties. What was I going to say? I was going to say something. I can't remember. I got nothing. I can't remember what I was going to say. Jessica needs some love. Or maybe she's just feeling the love. Maybe she's, Jess, are you getting ready to start lady time? The only problem is we have 2 guys. I just remembered we have 2 guys in Patreon. Well, 1 now. Low battery. You son of a... It's been plugged in this whole time. I don't understand. I'm going to try to keep my cool, but what the... I feel like... What? Why? What is happening? What? This is so weird. I've never had this problem in my entire existence. I charge my phone all day, every day. Sorry. This chart... You know what, Sylvie? You need a beefy charger. I don't even know what an external power bank is. I'm saying, listen, when my phone charges, Rochelle said I want a beefy charger too. When my phone's on the charger, it charges usually, except for when I'm on a live on YouTube, apparently. But anyway, okay, so I'm gonna go because what's my excuse? I had an excuse of why I wanted to go. Oh yeah, because I have to write you guys letters. I just got the thank you notes in the mail. It says low battery again. Something's up. I don't know what's up. But I just got thank you cards, and so I'm going to handwrite your letters tonight. That's on my agenda because I want to have it ready by the time I leave the day after tomorrow so that Lauren can mail them out to you guys with your gifts. I'm a procrastinator. I love you guys so much. I love you too, Sylvie. I know, not an excuse, but I had a good excuse, I'm saying. It was like a good reason, and I forgot for a second. I'll be in touch, though. I'll probably go live from the hotel room with you guys a couple of times just to say what's up. Because I'm going to be in LA for like 2 nights. So I'm going to be all alone. So I'll probably go live again. Okay. I love you. I hope you have an amazing night. Thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for being good and honest. Feel free to go live in the Patreon live group if you want. Feel free to reach out if you need somebody to talk to in the Patreon live group. And have an amazing rest of your weekend. I'll talk to you guys later. Okay, bye.